In this tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make a teardrop wristlet. These are keychains. They hold your keys. So let's get started. So to get started, what all you will need is some loop turners. These are going to help you get your beads onto your string. A pair of needle nose pliers, not required but come in handy. A pair of scissors. A lighter of some sort, doesn't have to be this kind. A darning needle, these will help you weave the string in at the end. A pair of knot grippers, these help you get your knots really tight, not required but come in handy. You will need some nylon string. I am using 2mm nylon, but you can also use 1.5. And then of course you will need some beads. For this wristlet I am using 20 15mm beads. I'm using a hexagon bead, a little focal, and a little abacus spacer. But you can use whatever beads you want for these. We offer all of this stuff on our site if you guys want to check us out. We are going to go ahead and cut our string, and we are going to measure 35 inches for our string. Very first step is going to be to grab our keyring, and we're going to put our string through here. I like to use this little small hole, but you could use whichever one you want. So we're going to put that through, and then we're going to make our string even. So we're going to have double. Next step, we're going to do this teardrop part. So we're going to go ahead and grab whatever beads. You could have a focal, you can have 4 beads, however many you want to be down here. I want my hexagon to be close to the bead, so I want it to be at the top. And then I want my abacus in the middle and my cross at the very bottom. So we're going to bead it like that. So the cross is going to be upside down on the loop turner so that it can be correct on the string. I'm going to put those onto the string, both sides. So we're going to put it on both. And 2mm string is a little bit thicker, so it is tougher to get things on. So this is where your pliers will come in handy, so you're not hurting your hand on the string. Not required, but makes it so much easier. All right, now we have our teardrop part on there. Now the next step is going to be to bead our loop turner with our design. However you want your design to be, it's totally up to you. These long ones only hold about 15 beads, so I like to go ahead and grab my short one and just finish off my design. We have all of our beads on our loop turners. We're going to grab our string and we are going to split it. And we're going to put some beads on one side and some beads on the other. It doesn't really matter how many you do. It's totally up to you. It's just going to depend on where you're going to tie off at. So if you put a little bit over here and a lot on one side, you're going to tie off over here. So it just depends where you want to tie off at. I'm going to try to tie off as close to the top as possible. So I'm putting 12 over here. And then I'll put the rest on this side. Next step is just like a wristlet. We are just going to tie this off, make a regular like shoelace tie, and pull that a little bit tight. And the next step is going to be to make a little knot here at the beginning of the strings, so you can use your knot grippers. So we are going to make a little loop, push that through and make a little knot and another knot. Now these are for your knot grippers, so knot grippers come in handy. They're not required. You can definitely tighten this by hand if you choose to, but these will make it so much tighter and easier on your hands. You're going to put the knot on the outside. So the right side, the knot's going to be on the right side. On the left side, the knot's going to be on the left side. And then you're just going to wrap your string around and put that string back inside the slit there. And then go as many times as you need to make them even. Just going to tighten. Gently lay it down, because at this point you are not completely tied off yet. So you want to be gentle with it. So just place it down. Hold your string as you take your knot grippers off. And then you're going to knot it again. Now this one is going to be your secure knot. So once you get this one on there, it's good to go. So pull it a little tight. And again, you can just do this by hand if you want to do it by hand. On the left side for the left, twirl them around, back inside the slit. And we are going to pull tight. Okay, so now we have our knot and we're secure. The next step is going to be to hide our string. So I'm going to just cut off that knot there. You can do it with or without, but it's just easier without the knot. We're going to put one string one way, one string the other. We're going to grab our darning needle and we're going to put our string through. And then we are going to go underneath 2 beads here. So we're going to push that through, and we're going to go underneath 2 beads. We're going to use our pliers again so we're not hurting our hands to help push that needle through. And we're going to grab our string and we're going to pull on it until this knot disappears and goes underneath this bead. So it went underneath there. Now at this step, you can just cut them off if you think that your first knot is super tight, but I like to be extra secure with mine, so I am going to make another knot. So I'm going to wrap it around my finger. I'm going to go through the wristlet hole, and then I'm going to put that through the hole I just made with my finger, if that makes sense. We're making another knot. So you're just going to pull that tight. It's going to clamp down on the initial string there. And you have an extra knot there. So now what we have to do is hide that knot. So we're gonna do the same thing. Gonna go under 1 bead. It's totally up to you how many. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna pull on it and hide that knot. So now we're just gonna go ahead and cut that off. We are gonna grab our lighter. It can be any lighter, doesn't matter. And we're just gonna burn the end so it doesn't fray. Grab our needle nose and we're gonna push that underneath to hide it there. The sharper your needle nose, the better, because you can really get in the bead. Now, the other side, we are just going to do the same thing, but we're going to go the opposite direction. You can make another knot here if you want to make it super, super secure, or you can just go ahead and cut this one off. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off. We already have 2 knots on here. We're going to burn the end so it doesn't fray, and then we're going to push it through to hide it. And that is it. That is how, what did I do? Y'all. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, this tutorial is still extremely helpful. Just pay attention to your focal when you're tightening it. That you're not tightening it so much your focal gets smushed up. Oh my gosh. Well, this is a tiny focal too, so that explains why okay, this tutorial is still helpful, y'all. Just don't do it as tight. That has never happened to me. So that is it. That is how you make the teardrop wristlet. I hope this helped. I hope you guys love it, and thank you guys so much for watching.